as the moment in where we compare the past with the present, we notice a drastic change in different categories with entertainment, technology, sports, nutrition, transportation, and music. In entertainment, we see that in the past they play different games with friends, such as marbles, spinning tops, or simply chasing others. Nowadays, it is an easy and sending a message to a friend to play a game online. When you were bored at home, you used to turn on the television and that if you had one. Now we only look on Netflix for a movie or series to see. We regularly watch social networks to distract ourselves from time to time. Before it was not like that. Before it was more fun to go with the neighbor to hear the gossip of the week.
The technology of before cannot be compared to that of now. Cell phones were a luxury for those who have them. Nowadays, it's almost essential to have them. Before, it was impossible to think that something could unite everyone. Now, it's known as the Internet. Those who now help us every day, the so-called robots, were considered science fiction.
In sport, it cannot be said that they have changed much. What has changed and is constantly changing are their brands or records that are broken year after year. The equipment that is used such as footwear, clothes or clothing has improved a lot in recent years. But in sales, sport follow the same rules, same countries in any case. It is easier thanks to technology to see if it was a goal or not. See who came first and see if someone shared it.
Nutrition is a drastic issue when comparing because it must be recognized that food used to have more nutrients, they were more natural. Nowadays it is sought to sell thanks to the sense of how beautiful the food looks, instead of how healthy the fruits or vegetables can be. You also have to see that the consumption of junk food is more common than it was before.
And also that being overweight is more frequent than before.
Transportation is somewhat similar but with a slight or drastic changes. The railroad to begin with was changed to the subway, a much faster and cheaper means of transport than it was by rail. Taxis and buses are much more comfortable, although it must be admitted that they used to be prettier. The planes and boats were improved to the point of being more comfortable, beautiful and efficient, that if I do not know, if cheaper.
The music is a controversial issue when it comes to saying which is better in terms of music. Although it is true that the music of today is sometimes provocative, that depends on the genres and artists, not all the music of today is as it is crossed out.
Now, the music of before, yes, if it gave a great change, yes, genres I consider it, if they had a great artist who I remember, but we must accept that we cannot live in the past. So there are no before and after differences with music signs, their genres and are in fashion today. Tomorrow might not be so as rock or reggaeton.
Having seen all this change between generations, it must be recognized that although our current era is better in certain aspects, that classic and familiar touch of the past era leaves us much to learn.